Welcome to After the Last Song, where the music fades but the stories continue. Today's guest is Sophy Kdep, an accomplished West Coast swing dancer, instructor, competitor, and creative artist, whose unique style and genuine personality have inspired dancers, including me, around the world. Sophy has shown that success isn't just about mastering technique, it's about discovering your own voice and having the courage to dance authentically. Sophy, thank you for joining me. Welcome to After the Last Song.
Thank you for having me. This is super exciting. It's my very first podcast, so
That's awesome.
it's
Hopefully
gonna
not
be
your last.
fun.
So the first section is finding your voice. People often talk about finding your style. When did you first feel like your own dancing truly became your own and not your teacher's?
I think it happened the day I stopped trying to impress people and started trying to connect with them. When I was younger, I wanted to dance like my heroes, and I do what everybody else does is watch lots of videos over and over, and then if I could just move like them, and then one day I realized they already had one of them. The dance community doesn't need another, Tatiana, Blake, or Khalees. It needed the best version of us. So now my goal isn't to make someone remember my footwork. I just want them to remember how they felt during the dance.
Was there ever a time when you caught yourself trying to dance like someone else?
Absolutely.
Who were your heroes?
I think every dancer goes through that phase. I mean, we all be lying if we said we didn't. I still styles, timing, body movements, and then I realized that really does not look good on me. It's kind of awkward. And so eventually you learn that inspiration is wonderful, but limitation is where growth stops. So you start learning about you and what makes you feel good and what, makes you want to do more of.
How has your personality shaped the way you move?
I'm always curious. I'm playful. I like to laugh a lot. I think that naturally comes out in my dancing. I like having more of a conversation than in performances. So my dances become more about, hey, look at me, but more about, let's create something together.
If your dancing could describe who you are without words, what would you say?
I would say, I'm really happy that you're here. Honestly, I think that's it. I'm just happy that you're here.
You're amazing. The art of expression. Do you think great dancers are created more by technique or by life experiences?
I think technique gives you vocabulary, but life gives you something worth saying. You can have perfect technique or you can be perfect dancer, but if you've never loved or struggled or celebrated, failed at something or overcame something, it's hard to tell a story. So the older I get, the more I realize like every chapter of my life changes the way that I dance.
That's deep. What's the difference between performing a dance and telling a story?
I think a performance asks people to watch, and a story invites the feeling from from someone. And I think it's a huge difference. When we tell a story, we want what that feeling from the audience, from the other people. So yeah, and I think that's why I love watching performers that brings you into their world and give you that feeling when you're done watching it. You're either laughing or crying or just makes you think. Yeah, I think storytelling is more important just because as we are as artists, that's the thing that we want most people who are watching is to feel what we're trying to put out there.
Is there another quality in another dancer that instantly captures your attention?
Quality in another dancer. I'm probably going to say generosity. I would rather watch someone make their partner shine rather than showing me what they know. And whoever, I, I think those are the people that I gravitate to and love to watch and see because when you make your partner shine, both come out winning.
If only more competitors knew that. Have you ever had a dance that completely surprised you emotionally?
Emotionally, I think I want to say there was a performance that I think it was Matt and his partner. They did a pro-am routine, and she had gone through some hard times in her life, and she went, she had, she struggled, and they picked the perfect song to tell her story. And then I, I want to say at the end of that pro-am, it was a pro-am routine. It was beautiful because at the end of the dance, I want to say every eye that was watching were filled with tears. So I remember that. The crazy thing is, I remember the dance. I remember
The one in the
Matt
red dress?
dancing. I'm sorry.
Was it the one with the red dress?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think those are the dancers that capture your emotions will always kind of stay with you. You kind of don't remember all the technical things that they did, but you remember that feeling when they walked out the floor.
I think people that are outside of the dance community don't necessarily get it, that you can connect so deeply just from a performance or from dancing with someone. Like, you can participate as an audience member. Like, to me and you, that doesn't seem far-fetched, but I think there's quite a few people out there that are like, we just don't get it. Why dance? Why do you do this like every weekend? Like, I don't know. Those emotional connections to me mean a lot. I don't. How do you feel about it?
Well, dance has pretty much given me everything in my life. For those that don't know, I met Jason through dance. I had just started maybe 6 months ago, and a boyfriend had invited me to go watch him perform or compete at a UCWDC event, a country event. And that's how I found dance. And then I met Jason at one of the events. Later on, I met him again 6 weeks later at another event in Florida. We kind of connected and kind of stayed together since then. And this was back in 1998. So dancing had introduced me to Jason, who's my husband, by the way, of 26 years. We just celebrated Cinco de Mayo. So I found Jason through dance. And when we met, dancing was like a hobby, and then once you're able to do it together with somebody that you care about and you love, it actually become a passion. And then we were fortunate enough to turn our passion of dancing into a career. So he quit his job to become a full-time dance instructor. A couple of years after that, I did the same. And so we were fortunate enough to make a living dancing through teaching, performing, judging. I also ran events. And so for 15 years, we made a living doing it. I now have two beautiful girls. They are 14 and 16. It's a little crazy. But our life is the cause of dance, and I really wouldn't be here without it. And so very grateful for it. And all I can do now is like try to give back. Our goal is just giving back. So when we build a community, like the community gave us what we have today. And so after COVID, a lot of people stepped back. I went back into the mortgage business. And then when everything opened back up, we were fortunate enough to have our students that took over the community. And so now they're building the community that we started, and then other communities are building from what we had started as well. And so we don't do a lot of, weekly or monthly classes, but we still do private lessons at home. And now I'm starting to do events again. So now that our students are building the community, we try to be supportive and be there as much as we can. When I had a swing and dance party, I think I was one of the events that started the free beginner lesson. And so that was my way of giving back. And so every event that I had, I was a part of, I was an event director for, we always offered a free beginner class or a free beginner intensive, something to get other people interested in it, and then be able to stay and see what a big event looks like. And so I feel like back when we had the beginning of my very first swing and dance part, that's when we started the free beginner class. And since then, a lot of events have taken that and have done so much more with it to get more people into the community and learning more about West Coast swing.
Where do your best creative ideas usually come from?
Not on the dance floor. I think it comes from life. It also comes from hobbies. I mean, my my girls helps with creativity. I think anything that makes you happy, right, helps you with creativity. Driving, I love listening to music, and that's my time of thought. I do a lot of thinking. A lot of my creativity comes from that, and Jason will tell you in the bathroom, like it's so funny, we would be at an event trying to think about, what we want to teach and some ideas. And literally, I go to the bathroom, I come out, I was like, I have an idea.
Your epiphany moment.
Like in the shower, in the bathroom, I don't know. Usually not on the dance floor. Yeah, but I think a lot of the things that we do that makes us happy, that's where our creativity come from. So,
Well, I guess we've got to train our baby dancers to, find that happiness.
I think happiness, like endorphins, like whatever you do to increase your endorphins. I mean, dancing is one of them, obviously. People that dance are more happy than people that don't dance or like listening to music. Anything that makes you happy, it gets the juices flowing and it makes you more creative. I know.
I completely agree with that. So the next question is, how do you keep your dancing from feeling repetitive after so many years?
I don't feel my dancing is repetitive. I mean, I can dance with the same person. I can dance the same song. I can dance with the same person, the same song at different times, and it's never the same dance. I think that's what I love most about West Coast Swing is both partners help create the 3 minutes that you're there together, and every experience will always be different. I don't think I've ever danced with the same person and felt that it's the same dance. Even to the same song, it's never the same dance because there might be something in your life that's a little bit different. You're growing, you're learning something new. I think life helps you to make the dancing different. And I think we as people grow. Once you dance that song, it will change for the next person. I don't think it'll ever feel the same. So I think if you're listening to the music and you're listening to the partner, you'll always create something different.
But listening would be the key word there.
Yes, listening to the music and your partner.
Do you intentionally step outside of your comfort zone to keep growing?
All the time. Yeah. I mean, you can't live in your comfort zone if you want to grow. So you've got to push yourself. You have to try all the hard things. Jason says, the road to smooth and beautiful and sexy, you have to take the road to geeky and awkwardness to get there. So we all walk through the road of geeky and awkwardness every time we want to get to somewhere a little bit better.
So there's hope for me yet.
There's hope for everyone. We're all growing still, we're all still learning. Every day is a lesson, Yeah.
What's something you've created that you're especially proud of?
I want to say my two girls. Being a parent is the hardest job I've ever had, but it's also the most rewarding job that I'll ever have in my entire lifetime. They make me a better person, for sure.
So the next section is confidence and vulnerability. Have you ever struggled with confidence, even while others thought you looked fearless?
So I think that people confuse confidence with feeling nervous, right? I'm nervous before I teach. I'm nervous before I perform. I'm nervous before I compete. But I just learned that courage isn't the absence of fear. It's really just dancing it away and keep doing it. So I think everyone struggles with that, with confidence, but I feel like you just have to move through it and don't let fear get in the way of you continuing to move through it.
Okay. How do you handle criticism without letting it define you?
Whew, criticism. I really just ask one question. Is there any truth in it? If there is truth in it, then that's a lesson I will need to learn and be better at. If there is no truth in it, I just say thank you and move along.
That's a great way to think about that. When have you learned the most from success or disappointment?
It's always going to be disappointment, right? You learn from disappointment. Success is an amazing feeling, but failure teaches incredible things about ourselves. It has humbled me more than once, and I am grateful for that. I'm grateful for that. So
What's something you're still working on as a dancer and as a person?
I think we're going to go back to listening,
That's fair. That's fair.
really on and off the dance floor. Sometimes the best leaders, the best teacher, they say less and they observe more. And my girls teach me to do that a lot, and I've learned a lot from listening. So I think every day I'm still learning by listening.
What's the quickest way to build trust with someone you've never danced with before, like in a Jack and Jill?
I think the first thing is smile, like a genuine, from the heart smile. Make eye contact and just be present. And then when you're dancing with that person, like dance with that person in front of you and not the person you wish they could be.
So I've heard for years that you want to dance at your partner's level. Like if you're a higher level dancer, to dance it at your partner's level and to make the dance the best it possibly can be for your partner. Would you say that that's a true statement, or would you say it needs a little adaptation?
Every time I dance with a partner, my goal is always to make them feel amazing when they're done dancing with me. So as a dancer, my goal is to just give my partner the best dance. If my partner is a beginner dancer, I will try to make sure I'm dancing to their level. If my partner is a higher level dancer, I will try to keep up but give them the best dance that I can. I think the important thing when you're dancing, for me anyway, is after that 3 minutes, how is the other person leaving that dance floor? Are they happy? Are they smiling? I want them to feel good about that dance. I mean, even if my partner doesn't know West Coast swing and and it's a West Coast swing dance, sometimes I don't dance West Coast swing. I dance whatever dance my partner is dancing with me. So for me, it's about the feeling and that 3 minutes that I'm with that partner and the joy, the possible joy that I can bring to them for that period of time that we're together.
Your philosophy is so giving, and it's amazing. Like, it really is. I love everything that you've had to say so far, Sophie. Like, and I'm not trying to flatter you. Like, I've got no brownie points to get, but I just think you're an amazing human being.
Well, I think you're an amazing human being too.
Have you ever shared a dance that reminded you of why partner dancing is special, besides one with your husband?
I love partner dancing so much because it gives me an opportunity to connect on a personal level. When you're dancing together with somebody and you're touching, it is personal. I mean, not personal in a bad way, but personal in the way that there really isn't any other sports that allows you to connect on that level, right? I mean, if you think about it, there's not a sport where two complete strangers that have never seen each other before come together, move to a piece of music, together and then just feel that connection, that I don't know, that love. I guess partner dancing is love to me. Like it gives me joy, you know. It gives me the the endorphins that I miss when I'm not dancing with someone.
Would you say it's a shared joy while you're dancing?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, there really isn't anything else out there that gives you that, you know? Like in any I don't think there's any sports that does that. So I mean, even when you're competing, you know, against somebody else, I mean, partner dancing is something completely different from anything else. And if you're looking for friendship or, you know, for connection, for joy, I say go find yourself some type of couples dancing. It doesn't have to be West Coast swing, ballroom, country, I don't know, anything.
That's fair. How do you stay present instead of thinking about the next pattern, partner, thing? Your to-do list.
It's going to go back to our lesson of listening, right? You stop thinking about moves. You listen to the music together, you listen to your partner, you listen for the cues, and you just have a conversation, not with words, but with your movement. And so I think if you just listen, it'll keep you present.
That's fair. What do you hope your partners feel when they dance with you?
I just want them to be seen. I want them to feel joy. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. We're going to get a little more real with the next two sections.
Okay.
This is life beyond the dance floor.
Okay.
What part of your personality surprises people the most?
People think I'm always on, but I'm actually pretty quiet. I like my me time. I'm content with a cup of coffee, a good book that I listen, a good audiobook, because I don't have time to read, but I do have time to listen. Just hanging out with friends and having meaningful conversation. But I think the thing, like Jason always says, you're always on. You know, you love being. You there's nobody. You know, you're always wanting to. FOMO. It's a fear of missing out. He thinks that's me. So when we're somewhere doing something, like I'm everywhere talking to everyone because he thinks it's FOMO for me. But really, it is kind of true. I do have a fear of missing out because I want to be a part of everything. But when I'm not, I'm not. Like, I actually would prefer to just have a really good audible book with a cup of tea in a quiet place, and I'm content, really.
So you've kind of got that amnivert. So
Is that what it is?
a little bit of introversion, you get a little bit of extroversion, balance it out. What's a hobby or interest that feeds your creativity?
Jason and I recently started pickleball.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah, yeah, it is fun. We got our girls involved in it, so it's something that the whole family kind of does together. I love building dance events. It's a project, but it's a love, right? Anybody that's a dance director is a passion, it's a love, and it takes a lot of creativity, it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of heartache, it takes a lot. And I think everyone that has ever run an event, it's 100% creativity that you're pouring into it and making it into something that people will remember.
It's a hard job.
It is a hard job.
What kind of person are you when nobody's watching?
You know, I'm always curious, still listening, still laughing at my own jokes, and lately all of Jason's bad dad jokes.
Oh no, he's gotten into dad jokes. That's great.
Yeah, so
Are he and
we've been
Matt
posting
swapping
dad
them?
jokes. It's great. When nobody's watching, I think something a lot of people don't know about me. I love listening to audiobooks, but I also love listening to biographies. So I like learning about famous people, how they got there, what makes them the way that they are, what drives them. My favorite book is Warren Buffett, Snowball Effect. It's a
Okay.
huge book. I didn't think I would like it. I listened to it, and he is somebody that is amazing. I can see why he is who he is. I feel like a lot of people who are good at what they do, they're not just passionate about it. They're like crazy about it. Like their whole life is it. So yeah, when no one's watching, I love listening to audiobooks about people. A book that surprised me was Jessica Simpson. I didn't think I like it, but I loved it. I love her
Okay.
story. Yeah, yeah. Her story is good, especially young women. She was one of the first person to start a reality show. Like her and her husband or were the first like reality TV couple.
Yeah,
So
I
they
remember
started
that.
all of that. I know, right? But
Yeah,
now, I mean, look at it. Or everything that everybody watches is some type of reality show or something or another.
it's true.
And then she has her own brand, and she was one of the youngest, I think, female business owner that made millions or billions, really. And that was impressive.
So we're moving into the next section. It's called reflection.
Okay.
Looking back, what version of yourself would you most like to thank?
I don't think a lot of people know about my journey to America. So I'm from Cambodia, if you don't know, and my family fled our country during the Khmer Rouge Revolution in the early 70s. So
Oh my gosh.
mid 70s, really. In April of 75, we fled our country because Pol Pot and the Khmer Rouge, they would come into a city overnight and they would kill people that were educated or that had power, that had money. And my dad was a police commissioner, and my mom's family, my grandma, they own a business store, a thriving jewelry store. And so we were worried that, if they were to come into our city, that, they would die. So we fled the country looking for refuge and ended up in the Philippines for a little while. And then during the time that we left our country, my dad lost my mom, my older brother, and my older sister. They all like died within a week. There were no clean water or medicine when you're, fleeing on foot and trying to find safety. And so a lot of people were sick. I was sick as well. I think everybody, since I was the youngest, they thought I would be the first to go. And for some reason, I made it through. And so, we went through the refugee camp and came to the United States. My dad lost a lot, gave up a lot to give me the American dream. And so grateful to be here, grateful for all the opportunities. So I would probably thank my young refugee self for continuing the journey that led me here.
That is so deep, Sophie. I'm so sorry you went through all of that. That's intense. That's wow. You are a strong woman.
Well, I think life teaches you the lessons and it makes you who you are. So I think that's some of the reasons why I'm always grateful. I'm always happy just because there was a time when there wasn't.
Thank you for trusting me with that. And that's an intense journey, but it really tells me who you are. You're a survivor. Like you really are.
Yeah, grateful to be here, grateful for all the things my dad went through to get me to where I am, and yeah, all the life lessons he taught me along the way as well.
What's one decision that completely changed your life?
Oh, my goodness, saying yes to dancing and saying yes to Jason. So, yeah, I mean, I'm glad that a boyfriend introduced me to dance because that led me to meeting Jason, moving here to Kentucky to be with him, having a wonderful life together with two amazing children. So I think saying yes to dance have absolutely changed my life.
If you could relive one weekend in your entire life, which would it be and why?
So there was a dance weekend where this is just Jason and I knew going to a dance. I think we've had the best time because we danced until the ballroom shut down for the whole weekend. Like every night we got kicked out, and this was when we were in our 20s when we can dance all night and only needed an hour and a half of sleep if we were lucky. I think one weekend we stayed up all night talking with friends, going out having breakfast, and we never said goodbye to people. We said, we'll see you later. I think that was when I realized the dance community have become family, and they're my people. That's really it. Like, they're your people. Like, I have so many friends from the community and from the dance that, like, they're kind of my family. I don't have a lot of family. My dad lives in Australia now. It's just me, Jason, and my girls. But no matter where I travel to, there's always dance people that we know, and they are kind of our extended family. I feel like I'm always welcome anywhere that I go, and yeah, I like a dance weekend and connecting with people and finding out, like, when you each connect through something that you both are passionate about, it just make that connection even better. I truly love, like, my dance family. I want to say it was one of those, where was it? I think it was Phoenix 4th of July. A whole bunch of us were there, and I think we, all day long, we were at the pool hanging out. All night long, we were dancing together. And then when the ballroom shut down, we went and had breakfast. And I think that whole weekend, all of us kind of became family. And then after that, every weekend became like a reunion with your family. So I love these dance weekends because I get to see so many people, and even those that I haven't seen for a while, you haven't seen for 2 or 3 or 4 years, you get back on the, you see each other again, you hug, you dance, you made that connection.
What chapter of your life are you most excited to write next?
I think every chapter of my life is amazing. I wouldn't change any of it, from the good to the bad to the heartache to the happiness. Every chapter of my life has been amazing. And I'm just excited for the next one. I'm just excited to still be here, to still be present, to still be able to give, to still be able to be a part of someone's first dance, to be a part of someone's joy. I think I'm just excited about any future chapters that I can be a part of.
So, sunrise or midnight?
All the dancers will say midnight. And you know why?
You. But they also see sunrise.
We do see sunrise. That's true. That's true. We do see sunrise. So the most amazing sunrise that I saw is Liberty. The first Liberty that was in New Jersey. The first Liberty, when John had it in New Jersey, it overlooked New York City. You can see Statue of Liberty, and the ballroom that he had it was at the top, and it was wall-to-wall windows. And when you're dancing, all you see is the river, you see the skyline, and it's beautiful. That's the most beautiful sunrise at a dance event I've ever seen. We all danced until the sun came up, overlooking the Statue of Liberty and the backdrop of New York City. That was gorgeous.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Mountains or ocean?
Ocean.
Okay. Sweet or spicy?
So spicy.
Favorite comfort food?
A really, really good bowl of noodles.
Ooh, what kind of noodles?
I love ramen. Any types of ramen. Like, yeah, right now our favorite is Shin ramen.
That's fair. Favorite city you've ever visited?
I've ever visited. I think it's probably still San Francisco.
Really?
I know. There was a dance event in San Francisco we went to, and we went early and we got to enjoy the city. So, yeah. And we loved, there was a park that we went to. We went walking along the beach. I mean, yeah, San Francisco. But I think it's because the train rides, the walk, the parks, the ocean, it had all of the things. And it was, I think that's probably why it's our favorite city, like, to be in, just because of the experiences and the first that we had together there.
That's cute. Song you've had on repeat lately?
Whatever gets me dancing in my kitchen, that.
Mine's been Watermelon Sugar. I don't even know what the real title is. It might not be Watermelon Sugar.
Sugar.
But that's the chorus.
So you say watermelon. It's funny you say that because Crystal R. Claire. So when she sings songs and she doesn't know the word of it, she like told me to just say the word watermelon. So if you're singing and you're lip singing and you don't know the word, just say what, right? And it looks like you're
Okay.
singing whatever. So say the word watermelon. So that it popped in my head. I was like, yeah. Every time like if I'm singing a song and I don't know the words, I just mouth watermelon, and it looks like I'm singing that song.
I'm totally stealing that. I'm gonna do that. Words that describe your personality.
Curious, joyful, genuine.
It's years from now when someone remembers dancing with Sophy Kdep. What's the feeling you hope still stays with them long after the last song has ended?
I'm gonna say the word joy. My whole goal in life is find happiness and find joy in whatever you're doing and wherever you are in life. Life is hard, but if you look for the joy, you'll find it, and it'll make it a little bit easier.
That's true. That's very true. Well, that's all I've got for today, unless you've got some more stories you want to share.
Maybe we'll do a story section sometime. I think everybody has a story, and it would be cool to listen to their story of how they found dance. That's the one thing I'm always curious about. So I'm going to ask you this question.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, so how did you find dance? How did you find West Coast Swing?
So I've been dancing since I was a little kid, but not West Coast. I did the classical things like ballet, tap, jazz, gymnastics, and then my grandparents did square dancing and ballrooms. I came to West Coast later in life. I would say probably in my early 20s. I had just gone through a divorce. We got married too early, got divorced real quick, and I found myself at a ballroom studio teaching. West Coast Swing's what happened at the bar that was unaffiliated with any studio. So you had all these teachers coming together and we would just dance. There was no studio drama, there was none of that. It was just, you just go and enjoy yourselves. And a lot of the dancers, the instructors still do that. I don't ever have to know how to dance this well. This is just my joy. And I'm like, it's okay. Yeah, we're just going to have fun. It's cool. But we had come up to having around 200 people in our community because it was just a bunch of us looking for joy. It's kind of crazy, like how many people are in our local community, because we started out with like 10 of us. And now there's just so many. There's multiple groups now. It's kind of nuts, actually. But yeah, like something bad brought me to West Coast Swing, but in the end I feel like it may have saved me in a way, and it brought joy back to my life.
Yay, I love that. I love that. I think we all have those stories, right? And I love that you're sharing that with, your community, your people, and the hard work that you put into your events. I love that.
Thank you. Well, I mean, you don't know it, but you had a big impact on me early on as a West Coast dancer. And a community leader. Like, a lot of what you did inspired me, and I wanted you to know that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm just grateful for this community. I just want to give back any way that I can. You know, I'm just giving what I've received is really what it is. I'm grateful for it, so I'm just blessed that I can give back.
Thank you. And thank you for being you.
Thank you for having me. This was fun. I was nervous. I wasn't sure what it was going to be like, but this is great. I love it.
Well, thank you.
So tell me where I can find your podcasts and share them.
So the podcast, I've got it on Spotify, on YouTube, and on Apple Podcasts.
Okay. I would love to share it and continue to share future ones. I didn't even know you did this, and I'm super happy that you are doing it. It's a great way to spread the joy of dancing, and more importantly, West Coast Swing. I'm super grateful that more and more of people are finding it through social media, which is good. But yeah, I mean, it's the best dance in the world.
Well, I won't take too much more of your time. I really appreciate everything that you've given to this community and your time this evening.
You are welcome. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you on the dance floor soon.
Oh, absolutely. What's your next dance event?
We are going to a World Dance Showdown. It's like 150 workshops. It's 4 days long in Indiana at this huge space. Tanya Curry is hosting it, and so I'm super excited about it because I think it's going to be gigantic. I want to say there's probably going to be over 1,000 people there. So that is the next dance event. We're going to World Dance Showdown in August. Chicagoland. It's a country event, and then of course I'm going to plug Groovetopia with Benji in November in Cincinnati. It's mainly just dance training for those that want to learn and grow, inspire, and then it's a lot of social. If you've ever been to any of my dancing, it's always a social event. It's a party. There's always going to be games and prizes, and if you leave smiling, then it'll be awesome. My focus right now is really my teenage girls, Jasmine and Jade. They're 14 and 16, and so I'm grateful that in 2019, actually, I stepped out. I stopped running events to focus on my girls and to give them my attention, and it's been wonderful. Jasmine's going to be leaving us in a couple of years. She's going to be a junior, and Jade's a sophomore, so in about 3 more years, they're going to be flying the coop, and more than likely I will make dance the focus again in my life, and so it may come back.
Have a good evening.
You too.
I really appreciate your time.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.